Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Drew and I are going to break down what was a pretty good season for the Kentucky football team, all things considered, and it ended obviously on a super huge high note. But Drew, in years past, everything has had to go right for Kentucky to get 7 wins. This year, so many things went wrong, and they still get 7 wins. That says a lot about where this program is under Mark Stoops.
Yeah, back in August, looking forward to the year, knowing Kentucky just lost its entire secondary to the NFL, lost maybe its best defensive player of all time, its best running back of all time. I just wanted to get to 7 wins, thinking they'd be fully healthy. Then you lose Devontae Robinson, the only returning player in the secondary. You lose Terry Wilson before your SEC game. You lose your next quarterback, and you still get to 7 wins and beat Louisville by 1 million. No complaints from me right now, because the way they fought through and had that adversity and the way they game planned after losing, I mean, chopped the head off the offense losing Terry Wilson. The way they changed things up, still got to 7 wins. I'm pumped with how things went.
Credit Eddie Gran because he fought for Lynn Bowden to play at quarterback, and I'm not sure that Mark Stoops was behind that every step of the way. But then listen, everyone knows they're going to run. Then they break the season rushing record. Like if you take just the last 7 games that Lynn's played, he's the best rusher in America.
Yeah, a lot of people were down on Eddie Gran. I've said some words at my television in Eddie Gran's direction before, but overall, he's a great offensive coordinator. And it's not just this year he's had to completely redo things. Going back to Drew Barker getting hurt and Steven Johnson coming in, it seems like every year he builds a playbook from the spring and then midway through the season has to throw it away and start from scratch. So he's done a phenomenal job with his offense.
We focused on offense here early, but the defense has really been incredible, considering, and you mentioned the losses. They stopped Louisville completely, and they've got some playmakers over there. But just what they've done all year, I think they've allowed 7 passing touchdowns the whole season for a secondary that was nobody.
I mean, in camp, we were thinking, my goodness, this secondary. I mean, none of them had played a down. And you're thinking, you're going to have a brand new secondary. They're going to cost Kentucky some big games. It's been the opposite. I mean, I think Saturday was the 26th straight game they hadn't given up 34 points to a team. It's the longest streak in the nation. They rank at the top of a lot of defensive stats nationwide. I just can't believe how good that group looked, especially the first game they gave up some big passes to a non-conference opponent. We thought we were in for a long year. They really figured it out and got rolling. By a year's time, they were a very good group.
And it's been by committee, right? So Josh Allen was such a monster. But it's like Boogie Watson, TJ Carter, Quinton Bohanna, all those guys are just doing the Pascal. I mean, it's really been incredible to watch what they have done as a unit.
Yeah, when you lose Josh Allen, I think he had 17 sacks last year. You're thinking, well, nobody's going to be there to get sacks this year. Calvin Taylor, a name we didn't even know of a couple years ago. He couldn't find the field. He was so bad. Leading the SEC in sacks. You mentioned Boogie Watson and Taylor.
He's right behind him,
Guys like Jamin Davis, who are way down the depth chart making plays at the end of the year. Defensively, at every position. Linebackers shine. The secondary outplay what people expected. Defensive line, you had veterans step up. You got young guys like Bully McCall there to fill in where maybe Quinton Bohanna wants to leave. Defense is loaded at every spot.
And most of them are coming back next year,
We
too.
lose Cash, who didn't have a great year, didn't have a great Louisville game. Lose Taylor and drawing a blank. Just said his name. On the defensive line, losing 2 guys.
Bohanna.
Other than that, you got everybody back.
Yeah. And offensively, we got to think Lynn played his last game.
I think Lynn is long gone. And then the moment he had it midfield after the game, I think really solidified that
and
was
he should be.
Absolutely. He's going to make a lot of money. Got a young son. Go make your money, Lynn. We'll help you pack.
Absolutely. And thank you for all you did this year.
Yes, he was incredible.
You were phenomenal. All right, 7-5, going for 8 wins in the bowl game, wherever we may end up going. So it's all in all been a pretty great season, all things considered. Stay with us, much more on Hey Kentucky right after this.